you ever think your dick looks weird, just Google duck dick.
Boom. Gotta wet the gullet. Welcome back to another episode of Meecaps, where we will be talking about media, entertainment, music, movie reviews, and whatever else caught our attention recently. I'm your boy Rick, and I'm joined by my boy David. Yes, that's what I was pointing at you to introduce yourself. There he is. I'm gonna start you off with a little story.
I like stories.
You're right. We all like stories, but this is from the other side of the not so United States of America. It's from a little place called Florida. Have you heard of it?
It's where crazy shit happens, right?
It's where they drink their swamp water, and
they fucks with their brain.
They fuck with their alligators. They fuck alligators out there, man.
Damn. Shout out to Florida.
Shout out to. Damn, I want to go to Florida soon. Bad.
You know what I'm saying? You might be on a watch list now.
Yo.
You fucking talking shit on them.
All right, so.
What happened in Florida?
Common sense comes natural to many of us, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what you think.
Nowadays.
That's what you think. But if you were two Florida men, it wouldn't come as easily.
Probably not.
You would go. Common sense would sound like another form of currency to you.
Yeah.
And you would try to obtain it and try to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Two Florida men in Florida.
I like where this is going on.
Use a blowtorch.
Okay.
To try to break into an ATM.
Okay.
It sounds bullet. I mean, it's soundproof, or right? It works. It's gonna work.
Perfect plan. Yeah.
Perfect plan. They're gonna walk away with a bunch of money. These motherfuckers were using a blowtorch. Mm-hmm. So instead of breaking into the ATM, they just welded it shut. So further making it tougher for them to break into the ATM, and eventually just left the scene. It's just one of those Florida stories, man.
You gotta be honest. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna go.
No, that's you're right. You're
pretty
right.
mild Florida man story.
Very
I was
very
like
mild.
Expecting someone's dick to fall off.
Well, there was another one. I don't know, it was just the headline. I didn't click on it, but it said Florida man dies from being punched in the face. And that's pretty horrible.
One singular punch?
Yeah.
One punch man's out there. He lives in Florida.
God. Cite them
Interesting. They don't specify. Punch in the face. I mean, I guess punch in the face could be multiple punches. They don't necessarily have to be one singular punch.
Or maybe no one else saw the punches. Yeah,
maybe he was an old man. Just instantly died on impact. But anyway, back to the first one. Just doesn't seem like a smart idea.
It doesn't.
One, I mean, I don't know how an ATM works, but let's just assume it's like almost like a safe, right? And then you get in and then there's just money behind it. Wouldn't the blowtorch just burn the money you're trying to get?
That's what I thought too. Like once you get in there, it's just all singed.
Yeah, it's just all fucking
ash.
burnt. But yeah, definitely not the best plan, but not the worst. There's other things that could have gone bad.
That's true.
Someone could have lost a dick or something.
Oh, blowtorch and dick, yo. That'd be horrible. That'd be a horrible way to lose your dick. Everyone,
not the worst.
Everyone stop and think about it.
I mean, you said they fuck alligators. Would you rather have your blowtorch, your dick off?
Dude, the death roll?
Your dick death roll? They get a hold of it and then they roll.
Oh my God. They clench and roll. Okay.
Enough dick talk. My friends actually this past week, I was talking about animal dicks. And they had enough of it.
We're grown men here.
I mean...
Growing men here.
I'm not looking for animal dick. But I do watch documentaries, and they just happen to talk about animals' dicks sometimes. Like the one I was really fascinated with that I was telling them about is, did you know that a duck's penis is like a corkscrew? Like it shoots out of their body, and it's a corkscrew.
What the?
Yeah. I mean, we're not on video. I'd pull it up for you guys, but
So is it
just look it up? Look up duck penis.
Is it more painful than a cat penis?
What's that? That's like a barbed wire penis, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I mean, I don't think you have experience with it. So, but I don't know. I think it has to do something with raping the female ducks.
Gosh.
You know, animals are savage, but I think it's let's see, pulling it up. It's pretty. It's a corkscrew, and I think well, there you go.
Oh my god! I think I peeked there.
It's yeah. I believe the female duck's vagina is like counterclockwise or something to avoid being raped, and so they evolved to have these like corkscrew dicks to fucking screw into it. Like
what the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, my friends weren't impressed with my knowledge about duck dick. They were a little scared of me.
They blurred it out. Sorry, y'all. We're looking at pictures of duck dicks right now.
You know, we're on my Google. Like, this is my history.
Blacklisted.
But you know what I'm saying? So
it says Discovery Channel. Like, it says a Discovery News on the top.
Except that blur looks like a human's dick. It looks like someone photoshopped a human dick on it.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's interesting dicks out there in the world. If you ever think your dick looks weird, just Google duck dick.
Boom. Duck penis, like I did. Duck penis.
On my Google history. Yeah. Be educated. Come on, we're better than this.
So over the weekend, when was Saturday? What was Saturday? Saturday's date? Yeah.
Let's see. That would have been like the 2nd, I think.
On the 2nd, there was a big fight between two heavyweights.
I heard about it. I'm not a big boxing guy, but I mean, it clearly, if I heard about it, you know, I knew it was big news.
Boom. It's between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. And it was an upset for the people who wanted to see future fights with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, because he was undefeated, right?
Lost, yeah.
He was undefeated.
Undefeated English fighter.
Okay.
Who was debuting in America for his first fight.
Okay.
Against Andy Ruiz. He was supposed to fight some other dude, but I guess he tested positive for drugs.
Yeah, I heard something about that. It wasn't even the guy he was supposed to fight.
Yeah.
Which might be the downfall of it, because essentially
he wasn't prepared to fight that guy.
You're training for a one fighter, so you would think because they usually give you a lesser fighter that it's an easy win, but maybe that's where he made a mistake.
Yeah, and
I didn't watch the fight.
You think you'd think he was a short guy, that Andy Ruiz, but he's 6'2". He's fucking tall. Just imagine how big Anthony Joshua is.
Yeah. What was the reach difference? Do you know?
No, I do not know the reach. We can Google this bitch up.
Yeah, I mean, we can look that up.
It was an upset, and only because people wanted to see an Anthony Joshua and Gervonta Davis, or damn, what was his name?
I know you got the computer.
I know, you're right. My bad.
But had this guy has Ruiz like made an? Have you heard of him before? Like, is he a big name? Like
Anthony Ruiz?
Yeah.
No, I have not heard of him
up until this day. I feel like a lot of people haven't until this past weekend.
Deontay Wilder. Damn it! Why did I fucking space out on that? Two big heavyweights, but no, I haven't heard of him. But I know, I mean, from what I heard from the fight, where most people are gonna discover Andy Ruiz from this fight, I heard that he's like has a bunch of wins under his belt, mostly knockouts, and a bunch of amateur fights. But I mean, he's not just a fighter they threw in there, which it seemed like he was a fighter that he just threw in there so Anthony Joshua could move up and eventually fight Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
But Andy Ruiz came with the win, and surprisingly, some boxing bullshit. Because boxing gets a lot of flack because of the judges.
Mm-hmm. Like, as far as people think it's rigged,
corrupt, and I for one agree with that.
Okay.
And this fight was a case for that, because even though Andy Ruiz knocked out Anthony Joshua a couple times, a lot of times,
he knocked him down more than once.
He knocked him down more than once.
Oh, okay.
And then I
thought it was just the once.
No, actually, Andy Ruiz, I'm gonna call him Andy. Andy got knocked down first, and then he came back with a vengeance and kept knocking down Anthony Joshua. And Andy won, but later we find out that one of the judges was still in favor of Anthony Joshua winning, which is fucking stupid.
But like, he got to a 10 count, right?
I think the referee just stopped it.
No, didn't
they counted 8, and then he's just like, no, you're not fine, because he still looked like he was struggling.
Got you. So essentially a 10 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the clip of him like getting hit, like the very last one, I believe, because they memed it, and it fucking his soul leaves his body, and then they start playing the Seinfeld music. Sorry, not the Seinfeld music.
That'd be funny
Curb
too.
Your Enthusiasm music. Yeah, that one. So
that show's funny, by the way.
I seen that one. But I seen when they were, when the ref was counting, like giving him the count, like he didn't look like he was all there ready to fight still. Mm-hmm. I would have called it if I was the ref.
Yeah, and that was a bunch. There was a couple of those where they looked like he was already done.
But the ref still just and so this time the ref finally was like,
fight, and he was in the mindset that everyone wants to see this, and I'm sure it happens. You know, the referee is kind of into it as well. They want to see the big fight, or I don't know, they're coached somehow like, hey, let it last as long as you can. Yeah, without fucking
ruining this man's brain.
Yeah,
that's interesting. And so one judge still
was in favor of Anthony Joshua,
which is he dumb. Thought the match was called too soon or something.
Yeah, he thought it was called too soon. No. They looked at their scorecards, and Anthony Joshua was a steady win, even throughout the rounds that he was getting knocked out. Which was
did they take the scorecards into consideration at that point, or they're just saying like those scorecards got leaked after?
Yeah, they got leaked after.
So they're like, oh, this guy throughout the whole fight was
still in favor of Joshua. No, but this fight and Andy won with the knockout.
Gotcha.
TKO.
So essentially, if it would have went to the scorecards, he would have had a fighting chance to win.
No, it was still 2 to
the other
1.
Judges were still reasonable. Just this guy was out of his fucking mind.
That guy was still weird.
Someone wrote that guy a check, but not the other two.
But we got a rematch to look forward to.
Okay, when's that happening?
In September or December, one of those. But I mean, Andy is the first Mexican heavyweight champion in the world. That. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And a slow clap for Andy.
Snaps.
With the jazz claps.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think people probably also doubted him just because he's a fatter guy. Shout out my fat guys.
Yeah.
You could do anything. You could knock out buff dudes. But no, I think that's dumb. Like, I mean, there's still power there. Like, that's what I find disrespectful is like, I've seen people like, oh, you see the fat guy one? It's like, come on.
Oh yeah.
People refer to him as the fat guy. Like,
again, if you're watching boxing, you know that those fighters in there are putting everything on the line.
Who was that really fat guy? That very popular. Butterball? Is that his name? Butterbean?
The one in MMA?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not boxing, but it's similar.
It's the same. It's still fighting mixed martial arts.
But yeah. I think he was more of a boxer than anything.
Yeah, he was a ground. He would never go to the ground.
Yeah.
So that's cool. We have another news: Manny Pacquiao versus one-time Keith Thurman. That's pretty cool. That's gonna be a cool fight.
I don't even know who the second guy is. Again, I'm not a boxing guy.
Yeah, it's gonna
be a
cool
like his
fight.
Record? Is he also as old as Manny Pacquiao?
No.
Or is he a newer guy?
One time, Keith is younger than Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao has a lot more. But Keith is undefeated, and Manny Pacquiao is just a legend in the boxing.
Yeah,
the boxing world.
That I know.
Yeah, so Keith is
Why
just
is he still fighting?
He's saying he's young. He's young, and he can still do it. This guy's a senator, by the way.
What do you think?
He has been doing it. I mean, he's been keeping up.
Okay.
Keith is like talking all this mess and saying that he's gonna end his career and everything, but then Manny Pacquiao responded with and he got flustered because he doesn't really get flustered a lot. He's just like, "You're not gonna end my career." It's like I'll decide when I end my career. And it's like, oh shit, it's getting real now.
Gotcha. Does fucking Floyd Mayweather still fight?
On and off. If you pay him enough money.
His money.
If you pay him enough money, he might.
Gotcha. That's interesting that Manny Pacquiao still fighting. To me, he looks old as shit. But I guess if you want to fight,
he's beat up a bunch of young fighters. Some guy named Broner. Very cocky dude. He got fucked up.
It's always nice.
Yeah, it's so nice. Yeah.
Like the both times Conor McGregor lost, I couldn't be happier.
Exactly.
Especially
except for when he lost to Mayweather, though. Because I was like, it was a lose-lose situation. I didn't want anyone to win.
Yeah, I don't like either of those guys, and I just don't like. I mean, I get it's part of the sport, but like, I really hate like the whole running around aspect. And they're both runners. Like,
oh hell yeah.
You could say it's strategy and all that, but it's like at the end of the day, like it's fighting. Like you need to fight who has the better. You could there's evading, I think, and then there's just like straight up running away from your opponent. So I don't know. I think they both kind of just run away, literally run away.
Yeah, people who, I mean, the boxing community says that he's a champion, undefeated champion. You can all say what you want. I mean, I'm on the side that. I mean, I agree that he is a champ because he is where he is, but I don't approve of his fighting method.
Yeah.
Just like many other people don't.
Yeah. I don't even watch it. I don't.
He's a good guy to hate, man. He's a fun guy to hate, man.
Yeah, maybe that's what he just feeds into. Like Conor, that's what he does. He just feeds into like the whole hate me, you'll do fucking nothing. That guy. But yeah, it was fun to see him get choked out. Like, what's funny is that he taps so quick. Like, Conor McGregor taps really fast.
Yeah.
I've always said it for him, too. Like, everyone always... Because he obviously knocks people out really quickly. Because he does have that power, but he has, like, no stamina. And it's like, are you really one of the greatest if you have no stamina? Like, anything past, like, 1 or 2 rounds, and this guy was gassed. Like, and those are the fights he lost. But, yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's whack.
Super whack. Okay, well, one last thing. When I used to do boxing, there would be MMA fighters training at the boxing gym just to work on their stamina, and I hope I see that in the future. Like, you know, in MMA, because I know there's some fighters who do. You never see that sweet science in the MMA. Like that boxing stance, just for the standing up parts at least.
Yeah.
But the ground and pound is always fucking, you know, it's always amazing.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole standing up thing looks sloppy. But
I think it's just a different technique, not techniques. What would you call them? The different arts, I guess, martial arts.
It's different technique. It's all different technique. It's just, I don't know.
I feel like
what would be the perfect fighter?
You might be you might be at a little disadvantage. No, if you're in a boxer stance through an MMA fight.
Oh yeah, maybe. I guess it's all stance. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
because you're just probably more subjective, I think, to takedowns.
Yeah,
which is part of the sport, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately. That's always interesting to watch too. But I do like to see people just throw punches and kicks rather than grapple. But I mean, grappling can be cool, you know.
It could be unless it's like the whole 3 rounds or 5 rounds.
I don't know who, but I know there are some, like, because you know how they have like their like, oh, he's a jiu-jitsu artist with the fucking, and also does like BJJ or some shit. So I know there's some out there that are like boxers with a mixture of whatever. I can't give you their names, but I know there are some out there, and I don't know what their stances are, but you should probably look it up sometime. Maybe they do stand like that, but I doubt it. Like I said, I think it might just be a little bit of a disadvantage. If, depending on who you're fighting, I guess. Yeah. But,
I mean, it all looks good. I mean, I like boxing because it looks good. It looks clean. Good. It looks clean. When you watch MMA, you see a bunch of ass kicking, and that's badass. But
it's more like raw.
Yeah, it's more raw, and but I don't know. I want to see the combination of which it sounds dumb, and I know it sounds dumb. I just want to see the combination of beauty and ruthlessness. Because MMA fighters are fucking ruthless, man. You motherfuckers kicking in the head. A boxer would not stand a chance.
So Mayweather won.
Mayweather,
no, it was a boxing match though.
If Mayweather would have done
an MMA fight,
yeah, he would have been done so quick. Which he was
in talks.
Yeah, he was in talks about it. It's like, nah, it's not gonna happen, dude. Stay in your lane.
Yeah. But all respect to boxers too. Again, I'd get my ass kicked by both. So I'm not saying one's better than other, but
I can take Mike Tyson on.
Did you see that clip of him fighting, or no, shadow boxing? He was shadow boxing for some fans or something. and it just looks like he's still fucking savage.
Oh, he's like now, like doing it now.
Like recently, he was shadowboxing for someone.
I've seen him when he was young. Does he look just as scary?
I've never seen him shadowbox when he's young, but I mean, still, he still looked very super quick, super powerful. Apparently, he was on a podcast recently. Let's see if we can look it up. He was on a podcast and he fought the host of it or something. Like they got in a scuffle. Just type in like Mike Tyson podcast fight, maybe.
What, he fought on the podcast?
Yeah, like apparently on the podcast. I don't know if it's come out yet, but they've been like, I don't think that's it.
He fights Joe Rogan. Oh, that'd be a cool fight, man.
I've never really seen Joe Rogan fight. Obviously, I know he's trained in like kickboxing, right? Or Muay Thai.
I don't know, he's changed a bunch of shit. When they say mixed martial arts, I think they know ass kicking. Yeah. They're trained in ass kicking. They know at least like 2 or 3 of them. But anyway, maybe that's come out, or maybe it hasn't. Kicking. But apparently, Mike Tyson like physically hit somebody recently on camera. I don't know if they released it, but anyway, not important. Mike Tyson fucked me up. We'll fuck you up too. He'll fuck everyone up. He fucked all you guys up right now. All right, let's move on to the next set of the next news article thingy.
Which is?
Give me a second. Look at me. I'm flipping through the pages. You see me? I'm flipping through all these pages. I'm just looking.
Time to print that textbook out.
Netflix is launching a new animated Godzilla TV show.
Is it?
The series. So they put out a little teaser, and it looks like it's a raptor. They're just following a raptor, and it's all animated.
Oh, you mean Jurassic World?
Yeah, Jurassic World.
You said Godzilla.
Did I? I said Jurassic World. Jurassic.
Everyone, run the playback. Let's see. Instant replay. Nope. Yeah, he said Godzilla. He said Godzilla.
Okay, Netflix is launching
Godzilla show. I didn't hear about that.
Netflix is launching a new Jurassic World animated show. Plus, Netflix does have a Godzilla show on it already. Animated.
Oh yeah, the anime one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There you go.
Planet Godzilla. I think it is.
I don't know.
Something. It looks tight. Except for the new season, it's trash. Don't watch it.
Jurassic Park animation. They released a teaser.
Yeah, they released a teaser. It's coming out in 2020. But the teaser is just following a little a raptor, and then the raptor notices the camera and then attacks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's gonna be. Is it gonna be aimed towards kids? You think?
I don't know, because they also released a poster. Did you see the poster?
No, I did not see the poster.
Let me make it look. They released a poster with it, and it does have like it's called like something camp, and there are what look like kids on the poster. So I'm not really entirely sure if it's going to be aimed towards kids. I'm hoping more so. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but not kids, but not adults either. Like somewhere in the middle, maybe
PG-13.
Like what are they called? Tweens? Are those a thing?
Tweens? Yeah.
No,
that's us.
Is it? Damn it! I told them I'm 22 or I can't know I'm 12. But preteens, that's what I was thinking of. Tweens. What the fuck is a tween? Preteens. Oh, see, there's the poster right there.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there are like some kids, and it's called Camp Cretaceous, which I believe is one of the fucking eras or something, right? Whatever. So it looks like it's in partners with DreamWorks. Mm-hmm. So I guess DreamWorks does make kids stuff. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be geared towards kids. Like I wasn't hoping for full Rick and Morty, but like I don't want like Paw Patrol or like whatever the fuck else show is out there for kids.
But wouldn't you,
I'm hoping more like an Adventure Time regular show kind of.
But if there's no risk,
it works for both.
Would that be cool? Because I don't think Netflix. Yeah.
See? I don't think the no risk would be cool. I think someone's gotta maybe get eaten.
At least one person. Even off screen.
Fight them.
Just a little nibble from a T-Rex.
Lose a dick. No?
Lose a dick. Oh, dude.
Full circle. But yeah, it's probably going to be towards kids. The animation looks really good, though. I like it.
It does look good.
This poster looks really dope.
Spend all that money on just that one scene?
Huh?
Netflix has lied to us before.
Like,
Death Note.
Squidbillies. You ever seen like Squidbillies?
Yeah, Squidbillies.
Well, it looks like the animation from Squidbillies.
Just the intro looks super nice, and the rest of the show is just shitty graphics, shitty.
Shout out to Squidbillies. You should check it out if you haven't.
Don't do it.
No, it's great. It's really great. Look up the episode. I forget what it's called, but it's about a drink called Glug. It's really funny. It's probably my favorite episode.
Glug, glug, glug.
Fucking Squidbillies.
But yeah, the new Halo TV show, also on Netflix, is coming out in sometime in 2020. It's going to be produced by Steven Spielberg, and it's going to be a whole 9 episodes.
Okay, so like a limited series.
And it's going to be, and I think they said it was inspired by Game of Thrones. Not like, front to back, but like the world building, I guess.
Okay.
I hope it's the world building. Shit.
I feel like. So do you know if it's going to be a show or a limited series? Like, is it just a one season?
I think it's
a
show.
Or it's going to be a show.
Yeah.
But at 9 episodes capped per season.
Cho.
That's interesting. I've never really played the Halos too much besides like when I go to a friend's house, because I've always had a PlayStation. So I've always been on PlayStation from the PlayStation 1 to the 4. That's an opinion. So
it's the right opinion, David. I'm just kidding. I've had opinions.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
You could think what you want. But yeah, I've never really played it beyond. I think there's like something called the Flood, the Covenant, or some shit, right?
It's an alien
race,
alien invasion,
type-ish. But I mean, from what I've seen, something that looked pretty cool. Steven Spielberg's name doesn't really get me like excited for this, because how does he relate to Halo? Like,
it's true.
Like, does he like Halo? I don't know. Why isn't he attached to fucking the Jurassic Park one?
It's true.
Why Halo? But anyway, we'll see what happens. Did you ever play Halo, or like, is that something you're hyped for?
Yes, but I say that because I've only played the multiplayer. I never really played the story.
Yeah, one of my friends is really into the story.
But you play it. I mean, they're gonna have Master Chief in there.
He's gonna be the main character.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I wonder if they abandoned, because I know back in the day they were supposed to do a Halo movie, like probably around like 2005 or something.
I think they did. So
maybe they abandoned that, and now it's Netflix.
I think it was like a long time. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
A super long time ago.
They did release some Halo movies. They released Halo-ish before.
Yeah, I remember.
And they're
like animated ones, like CG movies, I believe.
Yeah.
But doesn't really get me up out of bed. It's cool, but
it doesn't give you a stiffy.
It doesn't.
No.
I lost my dick to an alligator in Florida.
Whoa, shit. You know what might give you a stiffy is the Russo brothers' new project, which is it's also another fucking Netflix show. Which, by the way, Netflix is really coming in with the
content.
The content, yeah. Now that Disney, I'm pretty sure they've been playing this for a long time, but since Disney's coming out with the new platform and charging $6, $6.99 for the subscription. But I was
gonna bring that up. Do you think, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna cancel my Netflix subscription. I'll probably do both of them. But I know there's been talk, like, people are like, oh, is Netflix doomed because Disney? Or you even brought up that article that one time, like, Netflix has this amount of time, blah blah blah. Like,
it was biased. That article was biased.
Netflix isn't gonna go anywhere. Like, they produce really good content. Do they produce a lot of shit? Sure.
Facts. Yes,
they do.
They do produce a lot of shit, but they also, like, the way that they produce a lot of content, and not just English content. They also give chances to foreign directors and foreign producers. So there's like the Train of Busan or something. That shit's a type movie. I think it was released on Netflix. It was on Netflix, and now they're doing a
wide release.
No, they're doing a remake of the movie, and it's going to be a Netflix original. And I think it's Train of Busan. It's going to be tight.
That's that zombie one.
The zombie one, Zombie in the Train. Zombie Train is pretty tight.
Sounds like a B movie.
But Russo brothers are coming back with a show on Netflix, and it's going to be revolving around Magic the Gathering, which I really don't know anything about. But the Russo brothers really seem. I don't know if I either want to be inspired by them or want to beat them up. I don't know. They're getting a little too geeky.
They're going into it. I mean, yeah, I don't really know shit about Magic the Gathering. I know it's a card game. There must be some kind of magic involved, some kind of gathering. That's about the extent of Magic the Gathering. I know that people like to play it and it's very popular. But the Russo brothers, that is a name that does excite me nowadays because they, did Civil War, Winter Soldier.
But will they have the same backing as they did in Disney?
You're saying like they're fans?
The funding, or do they have enough? I'm pretty sure Netflix would give them the creative.
I would assume, following what they've just pulled off with the whole Marvel things they've done, like they have to have a blank check anywhere.
Also, I hope they have fun as opposed to trying to make it the best next show ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like they must. I'm assuming. I hope they're at least like fans of the game. Like I hope they play it. Like that's one of my big things. Is like I don't like hearing like when someone takes on a project that they've never really like heard of or played. Like and when it comes to, like, I feel like those video game movies probably suck because the people that take them on don't play the game.
Yeah.
And probably like those anime adaptations, live action, like the like Ghost in the Shell and stuff, like did the directors even like the project beforehand?
Yeah, I heard watch that too. I didn't watch it.
Like me, I really love Cowboy Bebop, and I'd love to like one day make some kind of fucking thing happen with it.
Netflix is already beating you to the punch,
they're already beating me, and it doesn't look like they're doing a great job.
Really? I haven't seen anything on it.
All I saw was the casting. Have you seen Cowboy Bebop?
Yes.
So, I mean, the character of Spike, right? He's pretty slick, cool, fucking martial arts, bounty hunter, cowboy dude.
Cast?
Tom Holland. Cast fucking no. They went with an Asian, which again, people were debating whether Spike's Asian or not. I mean, he was born on Mars, we don't know if he's Asian or not. He's a fucking Martian. And regardless, I think they are white in the show. They don't look really Asian. Most of the characters don't look
Asian. Well, that's what anime does all the time. Anime characters look white, or
some of them. It depends. But he looks kind of Americanized. The whole anime itself is
they all look Americanized, is what I'm saying.
Do they?
I bet. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Okay. But anyway, they cast fucking what's his face?
Dwayne.
I don't know his name.
The Rock Johnson.
They cast
Kevin Hart.
Harold from Harold and Kumar.
Okay.
Right, Harold's the Asian one?
Yes.
Or am I right? The Asian one from Harold and Kumar. They cast him as Spike.
Spike? Okay.
As Spike. Spike's like 20-something years old. This guy's like fucking 50. So there's already the red flag. And then 2, he just doesn't even look cool enough to be Spike.
That's true.
And my thing is like he's old. Spike's fucking throwing hands. He's a martial artist. He's a gunslinger. I don't know. He just doesn't look like Spike. Doesn't feel like Spike.
They cast for as Ian.
Ed? I mean?
Ian the dog.
Ein?
Ein. My bad.
I was like, what? I don't know. They cast Lassie.
Lassie? Damn, not even recording. Fucked up.
They recast him. Is that how people feel when like they hire a black person for a different role that's not supposed to be black? They're like, what the fuck?
I'd be horrified.
No, so they were, and then Jet is going to be played by the Jamaican man from Luke Cage season 2. I don't know if you ever saw that season.
Okay, yeah.
He's Jet, which I'm fine with. Like people are mad because he's black. Like he's voiced by a black guy in the English dub of Cowboy Bebop, so I always pictured him black anyway, even though he's clearly white in the show. So I don't know why people are fucking caring about that. And then I forget who they cast as Faye, but they cast someone as Faye, and they're yet to find their Edward. So the ball is yep. So they got the ball rolling on that one.
But yeah, I tried looking up Magic the Gathering, and I almost passed out from boredom. I was kidding. I don't know. What is it? Magic the Gathering.
First you shit on Florida, then you shit on Magic the Gathering. Are you trying to lose his fans?
Don't cast a spell on me. I got a spell on you.
Magic the Gathering is both a collectible and digital collectible card game created by Richard Garfield. It's been out since the 90s. I don't know. Is there lore behind it?
Garfield crossover, y'all?
He's like the ultimate card, like Exodia. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Is there lore behind it? I mean, look at all the characters. They look like all majestic and mythological and shit.
Yeah, but they got dragons. Lore? Like, is there lore? Like, is it just characters? Like, or is there backstory? Like, does one card pair with another card because they're like brother and sister? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is there a story in Magic the Gathering?
I hope so. There's books. Look at this.
Someone educate me, please.
Educate them.
Magic the Gathering lore books.
The school system doesn't teach us of.
There's books and shit. So
there's a bunch of books. Yeah. So I guess I got a lot of shit to pull from. Yeah. Hey, might be dope.
Yeah, could be.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm always up for. I'm up for sci-fi fantasy. You know.
I'm up for some Russo brother goodness. Apple TV launches a new show called For All Mankind, which is a take on the moon landing. You know how
like aliens?
No. You know how the moon? I guess eventually it'll get there. I saw the trailer, but
they hint at aliens.
So let me give you the synopsis. The show is a take on what if America wasn't the first to land on the moon and Russia was the first one to land on the moon? Because Russia beat us on everything, everything space related.
Yeah,
but we're the first to land on the moon.
Orbit and shit like that.
Yeah. So what if they beat us completely and landed on the moon? This
USA, baby.
This show takes place after that. So Russia lands on the moon, and the U.S. government is trying to figure out, like, okay, the race is still on. It's not over yet. What do we do now? Now we have to conquer everything. We have to go all over the place. So we have to be the first on Mars. We have to be the first on everything else. So it's just exploring the whole universe. So that's pretty tight.
That's pretty dope, actually.
But I think it just might be the race, and we won't see some shit.
I mean, I'm always down for a good drama. I mean, they say they classify it as sci-fi. I mean, I guess technically, even if we don't see aliens, it's still sci-fi.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's interesting. At the same time, I don't give a fuck about Apple TV.
That's true. But it looks.
What's the price point?
It looks really good. No, how do I look this shit up? But it looks really good though.
I haven't seen the trailer.
That's where
I'll check it out after.
Because it looks good.
That guy. Why do they have that man as the poster on IMDb?
He looks classical.
He looks like he fucking hates his life.
Because Russia just landed on the fucking moon before us, y'all.
Is that what that is? That's the face you make.
That's the face you make when Russia lands on the moon before you. In other news, Dark Phoenix is out and is getting horrible reviews.
That's what I heard. Oh, look at the IMDb. Is at a 6. That's not terrible.
It's not that terrible. But I've
definitely heard it's got a lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah. What about user reviews? Because that's what I usually go off of.
Totally flat.
I don't really go, damn, sadly disappointed.
Yeah. Compared to this, The Last Stand was awesome. Oh my god. Can there be a bigger insult to this fucking movie? Compared to this, The Last Stand was awesome. A so-so X-Men film. There was no force of attraction. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it. So I can shit on it
$5 well. Tuesday. I mean, actually, I get a free ticket.
Damn, let me join you.
We could go $5 Tuesdays.
Hey.
Yeah, we could do that because then my girlfriend wants me to take her to see Secret Life of Pets. So
I need to watch.
I was like, Secret Life of Pets or X-Men. She's like, Secret Life of Pets.
I need
to support the first one, even though it's got Louis C.K. on it, and he likes to jerk off on plants.
On plants, on people,
on everything. Man likes to jerk off on whatever he can.
When in doubt, wait, that doesn't work.
Whip it out.
No,
watch out for the alligators.
Put it away.
But yeah, I'll check it out still. I like to form my own opinion a little bit.
Facts.
I mean, obviously, I'll still take like, you know what? Never mind. Forget that. I run a podcast based off giving my opinion. So maybe I shouldn't say I like to form my own opinion. I know. You should actually know what I'm saying. Form your own opinion. Take my and Rick's opinions Go see our shit that we recommend.
Do it right now.
Then form your own opinion.
Boom. And let us know what you think.
And then let us know if we were fucking full of shit. I think that's half the fun, is hearing people say like, "Oh, this movie was awesome," and then you go and you watch it and you're like, "That movie sucked dick."
I get a lot of shit for being the devil's advocate when I watch like a TV show or something.
Yeah, I've been there when you do it.
It sucks, man. That does. Wait, when do I do it with what have I done it with?
I think you're doing it with Game of Thrones. It was a little more warranted, but
oh yeah, it's just
you know that fucking our girlfriends like really liked it, and you fucking really were going into them.
Okay, sometimes when I get a rise of someone, I like to pile on, but then it backfires. But I don't know. I have to get over the hump of not asking logical questions to fantasy TV shows and or movies, because then that ruins my whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should be able to still question like storytelling, dialogue, things like that, plot devices, to a certain extent.
No, David, because you're not enjoying the show.
Look, I didn't take your side or disagree necessarily with you.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Actually, no, I did disagree with you because you were getting a little too much. But I don't even remember where we're at.
Man, I got shit. I'm just going over all the movies that I've gotten shit over. My opinion. Alien Covenant.
Because you didn't like it?
I enjoyed it.
Oh. Yeah, I liked it too.
I got shit for enjoying it.
I like that one. What do I get shit over liking? I get shit over liking Drive.
It's a good movie.
For people that don't like movies that much, because I hype it up so much. And that's on me.
There is one scene that did make me laugh. It was also cool, but it was the elevator scene. But were you laughing nervously? No, it was the kickoff of the fighting scene. I don't know the way the actor was named, the main character, Ryan Gosling, the way he initiated the grab of the guy. It looked like he was like grabbed so stiff. Right? Like, he was doing the Thriller. He was doing the Thriller on one of those. Which I saw in John Wick 3 a lot. So it was pretty funny. Yeah.
What did you think of John Wick 3?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very, very much.
At this point, I think we're safe to talk about spoilers.
Yes, we're going to spoil
I enjoyed it everything, as well. Every movie. I think it definitely has the most action out of the three.
The longest in my opinion, action scenes ever as well too.
Because it takes place right after the second, right? So he's on the run. The very first fight we get, that's a dope scene with the old fucking giant dude, and he kills the man with a fucking book.
Oh yeah.
Like, we heard about the pencil, and then we got the paper now.
He was just tall though. His hands are huge.
I wasn't paying attention to his hands, but yeah.
He put his hand over his face. What do you mean?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. A couple weeks at this point.
You're right.
But no, I really enjoyed it. I'd probably say I like, when it comes to just pure action, I'd probably say this is my favorite one for action. Story wise, I still prefer the first one. It has the most story to me, like the most relatability, I guess. But I mean, you can really look at the 1, 2, and 3 as one long continuous story. Boom. It's only been what they say. It's been a week, right? In this one, it's only been a week for all three movies.
That's crazy.
I think they definitely, more than the first two in this one, really played into like, we're a dumb action movie. Like, let the man kill someone with a horse twice. Twice. I was cool the first time. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. Like, they thought of a different way for him to kill someone. And then he does it again. I'm like, come on. The fucking second time?
Horses are deadly when you
and then
get
it's like,
kicked in the face.
Does a horse really kick on command when you smack its ass?
Actually, those horses look trained.
To kick when you smack their ass?
No, trained. You know, like train the horses like not to kick. So
okay.
The horses looked
that's a weird thing to teach your horse. Like, slap your ass.
The horses looked domesticated, so they wouldn't kick.
Yeah.
Just
and then the
CG
on that part looked really bad too. Facts. When he actually kicks him. Favorite kill in that movie, I'd have to say
knife in the head.
No, that was pretty cool.
The infinite knife toss.
Infinite knife toss.
With the knife fight with the
Asians.
Yeah, the Asians in the I don't know what it's called.
The
antique place.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw people. The people I was with were confused what he was doing with the guns, like why he was building a gun.
Oh yeah, that took forever.
And he shot one bullet.
One bullet and left. I think he only had one shot.
It's because they're in an antique place. Like those guns don't work. I'm assuming. So he had to build a working gun.
He only had a
specific type of bullet,
and he had to build the gun to work it. And
so
he only had time for one shot, I guess.
Yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they did a couple things like
fucking MacGruber in there.
They really
MacGyver, is it?
MacGyver. I wasn't gonna correct.
MacGruber's from The Office.
MacGruber.
MacGruber.
Well, it's an actual movie. It's a comedy.
Oh, shit.
Based off MacGyver. Yeah. What was I saying? There's a couple times where like they kind of drag out. I don't know. They seem like they're trying to be too funny in some scenes. Like there's multiple times where like they're out of ammo and they're like looking for fucking bullet clips, magazines to put in the guns, or like there's multiple times where like they're reloading at the same time and it's like a race to see who reloads. Like I don't know. It was a little too much for me at some points for that kind of stuff. I wanted a more serious action. I don't know. My favorite kills probably came with like Halle Berry's character and the dogs.
Ooh, Halle Berry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
that was not me getting excited over Halle Berry being in the movie. It was.
She was pretty cool. I wasn't really expecting her to be that cool in it, but
her gun were dope. Had infinite ammo, by the way. Did you notice that?
No, she was reloading
once or twice in the whole scene.
It's because she had the dogs.
You're right.
What I think was funny is like one of the times there's the point where the guy is up above her and she gives the dog a command and it jumps on her back and then up onto the guy and then it bites his fucking dick. Again, we're talking about biting dicks. That's the title of the episode.
It's another way to lose your dick.
And then the guy just like dies. Like he just dies. Maybe he lost his will to live. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty funny kill. But overall, it was pretty good. What are some things that stood out to you?
Was Halle Berry when she lost, or when they shot her dog, and she got super pissed. She's like, "You shot my dog!" That shit was tight. She fucking unleashed.
And he's like, "I get it."
Yeah, that was
fucking cheesy too.
Cheesy. But it was a good watch. I mean, some of the fighting scenes dragged on a little long for me.
Like the twins.
I think so. It was just
the two Asian guys that fuck him up and they keep letting him up.
Yeah.
So technically, I mean, he would have lost.
There's a bunch of them, but there was like a couple scenes where I'm just like, it was just a quiet theater, and all you can hear was. But it was like for the longest time ever. Which again, I enjoyed the movie, but it just it was. Yeah.
My biggest complaint, actually, now that I think about it, speaking of the two Asians, is actually the main like Asian dude that runs that little like clan, I guess.
He's pretty funny.
Too funny.
Too funny?
Yeah, like the man's literally dying. He's like, "Yeah, I'll catch up with you." Like
every one of them is a fan. Yeah, you're right. In the end, he was a little too funny. But everyone, it was cool that everyone was a fan of John Wick.
Yeah, they were a fan of him. But I thought that was like
super cool assassin, I guess.
Yeah,
or the top tier assassin.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought like at the end he was a little like, "You're dying, guy. Like, not the time to make jokes." But he was still making the little broad with the what they call her, the one that comes in and she's there to correct the mistakes.
I don't know. But I know her
character, the bald one,
the bald chick.
Yeah, she was kind of annoying.
I thought she would have been badass.
I really liked the receptionist dude, but it's like, did he know that the guy was going to betray him at the end? Like, did they really betray him? Like, I'm saying, did he think that John was going to live, or was he sure he was going to die?
What you mean? Were they betrayed?
The manager.
They were all on the same side. Oh, at the
very end,
that the management was going to betray the bald lady,
the John Wick. You don't think he betrayed him at all?
Oh yeah,
right. Okay. She's like, "What should we do with John then?" And he's like, "Well, you have no choice. He has to die." And he fucking shoots him, and then he falls off the building, the fucking top of the building, and he lives at the bottom. And yeah. So it's like, did they plan on that?
No, I think they did plan on that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes me not like the manager as much, or the receptionist guy. But then also at the end, like, he's not surprised John lived when the lady says like, "Oh, his body's gone," and he's like, "Oh, the boogeyman or whatever." But he doesn't seem to like care.
I think it was all set up.
You think they intend? You think that he's still on John's side?
I think so.
That's what they kind of make it seem. It's confusing.
Yeah, towards the end they do make it seem like that, like they're gonna go after the rest of the company, right?
Yeah.
His little hotel versus.
Yeah. So after that, that's what I'm talking about. After that, he shoots John.
What the fuck? Okay, I don't remember this.
What?
I thought this was like in the middle of the movie where he.
No, it's after they win the fight, and then the chick is like, "Oh, I see you're making a power play move because you want to keep your hotel." And he's like, "Yeah," and then she's like, "Okay, what happens to John now?"
And they shoot his
He's
ass.
like, "I see no other choice. I'm sorry, John. It has to be this way." And then he shoots John, but John has his bulletproof coat. So like he's shooting him, and then he falls off.
Batman.
That's kind of how the movie ends. And then the bums pick him up, and they take him to fucking Morpheus.
The bird guy. Yeah, Morpheus.
Morpheus, yeah. Lawrence Fishburne's character. And then they're like, "Aren't you fucking mad, John?" And John's like, "Yeah, I'm mad." And then that's like how they're leading into the fourth one. Is I guess they're gonna team up. Maybe you fell asleep at the end of the movie, dog.
Look,
that's like the whole last 10 minutes.
Look, y'all. I don't remember.
But it was good. Anyway, that's enough John Wick, I think, unless you got something to add.
Keanu Reeves should have been Batman.
It's too old. They wanted to go with the young Batman. Also, he's not that great of an actor.
Damn. Hey, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
He's just like, he's cool. I love Keanu Reeves. I'll watch anything he's really in, but like, his delivery is just not that good. Like, he has to be certain characters.
Better or worse than Ghost Rider? What's the guy's name?
Nicolas Cage. Worse. Nicolas Cage has good movies.
Does he?
Yeah, he can be over the top a little bit.
He can be over the top.
Where Nicolas Cage is over the top, Nick Keanu Reeves is underwhelming.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying?
That was my best Keanu Reeves.
Wasn't bad.
Boom.
But I like Nicolas Cage better. Do I think either of them should be Batman?
No. What about Superman? Nicolas Cage being
Nicolas
Superman?
Cage was going to be Superman. That would have been something.
He named his child after Superman. Kal-El.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I still think he wasn't gonna be a good choice.
Damn. So who's the new Batman? You said there was a new Batman.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson is officially the new Batman.
With all his glitter and everything, glitter glory.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be sparkling on a screen near you soon. But no, I mean I haven't seen him in really much past Twilight, but I've seen like clips of him in some of his other movies, and he's got like a really good range of fucking emotions. He's a really good actor. So I just have to see.
I think it's a three-part series, 3 movies.
A trilogy, I think so.
Which is saying a lot, which is asking a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna be an origin movie, which I'm hoping it's not.
They released details.
Cause I'm fucking tired of Batman origin movies, dude. That was like it was a joke. It was a punchline.
Origin, I want to say it's they released a statement on it. It's essentially it's him like in his 30s, I believe, because that's like Robert Pattinson's age. And it's not quite the Batman we know as far as ass kicking. Like I'm sure he's gonna kick some ass in the movie, but it's more so gonna be about Batman's detective kind of work. Okay. Because he's known as the world's greatest detective. For those that didn't know. So it's going to be more, I think, of I'm guessing more of like a crime, like detective Batman, which could be cool. I'm sure, again, he's going to beat some people up, but it's not quite an origin, but it's not quite Batman, I guess. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I like the director. I don't mind Robert Pattinson. It was between him and Nicholas Hoult. You know who Nicholas Hoult is? He actually plays Beast in X-Men, the newer one, the new cast, and he's in Mad Max and other stuff. So it was between him, and I think out of those two, I would have preferred Robert Pattinson, in my personal opinion. So I don't know. I'm going to give him a chance. I like the director. I like him.
Is Taylor not a Lautner in there? If he's not in the movie, I'm not watching it. Is he a werewolf?
He might be a werewolf. The case of the werewolf.
Dude. Man. All right, what else do I got in this? This is me for the bit. No, that was horrible. Let's do some Black Mirror convo.
Black Mirror.
Did you see the 3 episodes they released?
I saw 2 of 3.
2 of 3? I saw 3 of 3.
Damn. Okay. Well, don't spoil the third one for me.
I'm gonna spoil it.
I saw the one with Captain America.
What do you mean? You mean Falcon?
Yeah, Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
And the Miley Cyrus one. Yes, I went and I saw the first one, and then I skipped the middle one and I went to the last one. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. But yeah, I saw those 2. Out of those 2, would you say the third one that I haven't seen is better than those 2?
I think I don't think I can rank them one better than the other.
No,
they're all their own things. They're all separate, so I can't really compare them to each other.
Not to compare them to each other.
I guess. Okay, so the second and the third episode are kind of the same premise, the same idea, but executed differently. The message I got from both of them were like so closely related.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean.
Then what was the better story, in your opinion?
In my opinion, the second one.
The Miley Cyrus one?
No, the one you haven't seen. The one I haven't seen. Episode you haven't seen.
Interesting.
Only because it has a message within the show, which we as millennials have been beaten over the head with constantly, and you'll see it right off.
That's through social media or something, right?
Yeah, it's social media related, but it's got a deeper meaning. It to me, I guess it pays off.
Gotcha. Well, I haven't seen that one.
First
I've only
episode is tight, though.
The one with the fighters fighting.
I was cringing. But I
think out of that one and the Miley Cyrus. See, you're the second person, so that means you put the Miley Cyrus one at the last, right? Your least
I enjoyed it though. I don't know.
You enjoyed it, but if you were to tell someone to go watch one of them out of the 3, someone's like, "Oh, I ain't got time to watch one." Which one do you recommend them? Or they say, "I only got time to watch 2." Which 2 do you recommend? Then that's your ranking.
Make some more time, bro. Watch them all 3.
Well, anyway, one of my other friends I was talking to has seen. They only saw the Miley Cyrus one, and they said it was like the worst episode of Black Mirror they ever seen.
Maybe because
of Miley Cyrus. That was one of my favorite episodes I've ever seen. I really enjoyed the Miley Cyrus one. I was even texting my girlfriend. She was like, she didn't watch it with me. She's like getting mad I was watching it without her. But I really liked the one. I think, I don't know. I like the fact that the themes in that one essentially like about creativity and your image online kind of thing, and like what people expect of you and what they want you to be, but what you truly are to yourself. Like, I guess I could relate to that as far as like me starting this podcast, as far as I used to have a business and I wasn't happy in that business, and now I have a podcast where I get to be myself and be more creative, and so that's dope. I didn't have a fucking bitch ass aunt holding me to the business, but you know, I kind of get those aspects of it on that kind of theme again. And just the story in itself I thought was pretty entertaining, like the whole idea that this entertainer had this bitch ass crazy aunt that fucking was willing to put her in a coma.
Well, yeah, I said we were gonna spoil everything we talk about in this show on this episode, but
spoilers again.
I got that throughout the whole I mean, I feel that through when I think about an artist, I think that's how they live their life. Exactly how Miley Cyrus was living.
Publicist.
Like there's they have very little wiggle room. They have to follow, you know, this image to keep their shit going, I guess.
Up or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like that's how I see them. So
well, we'll never really know, I guess, until we become artists. But I really like that one.
I was missing
the also a sucker for some reason for like movies. I mean, my dad is not a bad dad, but like for like shitty dads, like I don't know why I like stories that have shitty dads. They tend to just, I don't know, get to me more. So that, because their dad sucked, and it was like the sisters like not really bonding, they're like bickering and bonding together, and then I don't know, I thought that part of it was cool too.
Real question, is that how it feels to have a dad? What? I'm asking seriously.
It could be. That wasn't my experience. You know, my dad split, and so I spent time with him on the weekends and stuff. But so I had some dad.
Oh shit.
But he wasn't like I said, he's not a shitty dad.
Yeah.
He's not like that. I think it would, be worse if I had a dad at home that was like that guy that didn't really pay attention.
You're right.
So
all right, let's talk about the first episode.
Tired of talking about dads?
I don't want to talk about dads anymore.
First episode, Captain America.
Oh, one note that I had for that throughout the whole show, which really
like the whole season.
No, the whole show. That episode. My bad. That
the
episode.
Cyrus one?
No, the first one.
Okay.
The first episode. One thing that really grinded my gears, was that the dishwasher. It's all futuristic. These motherfuckers are sinking themselves into the game. But this fucking dishwasher, you have to wipe off the dirt from the food, leftover food on the plate so you can wash it. It's bullshit.
It is bullshit. That's one of the first things I thought. As soon as it said that, I was like, no one's going to buy that product. No one in this fucking world's going to buy that. I got to do the work so that I don't have to do the work.
That's what we have to do now, the dishwashers. You have to clean them up before. Come on, fam.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
Get on it, Netflix.
One of the things I was complaining about at first was at the beginning of the episodes, him and his friend are playing on the PS3 controls. I noticed that immediately. And I was like, what the fuck? This is supposed to be like a futuristic show, but they're playing on the PlayStation 3.
Oh, but it took
but
place.
Yeah, it turned out to be the past, which I didn't realize. Maybe they put a cue at the first, but I didn't pay attention. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, I was ready to jump down the throat of the show and be like, man, fuck this show.
Well, they did a lot of going down each other's throats throughout the episode.
Yeah. Again, spoilers. Turns out,
Facts.
They're gay?
They're not. Remember, they tried.
Question mark.
They're
gay in the game, but they're not gay.
Okay, so let's give them a summary because we're just talking. All right, so this episode takes it starts off with Captain America and his best friend meeting up. No. They're playing video games as as old friends, and then there's a time jump, and it's the birthday party of Captain America. His friend gives him a gift. It's a game that they used to play back then. It's a fighting game, but now it's VR, so it's virtual reality. You can plug into the game, into the Matrix, and later on that night, they plug into the game, and they're showing. One is beating up the other character because he's playing a lot longer. Captain America's getting his ass beat.
And at this point, we're in the game, so their models are the models of the characters.
They plug into the Matrix.
One of them always plays as this female chick named Roxette.
Boom.
And the other one plays as this guy named Lance.
Lance, yeah.
Right?
And they're beating each other's ass.
They're like, oh, can you feel... One of the questions Captain America has is like, oh, can you feel everything in this game? And he's like, yeah, like your brain... to like create the same sensation or whatever. He's getting his ass fucked up. I mean, not like that. He's getting beat up.
Oh my god.
He's getting beat up and he's hurting, and then
and then the next round, which is just one round down. Next round, for some fucking reason, at a left field, they're getting closer to each other. And they just literally start making out, right? That's how it starts?
No. You got a little confused. So the round starts, they start fighting. Then they start grappling. So they're grappling on the floor. They're rolling on top of each other back and forth. And then the chick ends up on top of him. And then they go in for a kiss. They have a kiss. And then they start panicking. And then the friend's like, exit game. And then they exit game.
Which, when you see that happen... It's so weird because that they're dudes. They're playing as these characters.
Is it weird that at the beginning of the episode I called it out?
You already called it?
Mm-hmm.
No. What the heck?
Based off the description.
I didn't see the description. See, that's what I never do. My girl does the same thing. She ruins the whole episode for herself.
I just saw it says two friends meet up in virtual reality or some shit. After a while. Something like that. And then I was like, oh, these are the two guys. And then he gives them the VR thing. And I was like, they're going to be gay for each other, aren't they? You could ask my girlfriend. She'll confirm that I did. I had two guesses. I was like, they're gay for each other, or there's somehow that the friend was jealous of the other friend's life and they were going to swap bodies somehow. but they ended up being gay.
When it started off,
but not gay.
I thought the friend was gonna try to steal the guy's girl.
Something like that.
Because it felt like that. I was like, damn.
Like he liked the life he had or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then they start, like, they kiss, and then he's like, whatever, and then...
They don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. It's only actually a day goes by, right?
Yeah.
Right? The next night he gets back on.
He's like, I was drunk too.
Yeah, but then the very first thing they do is start fucking making out. And, I mean, you know...
To each his own.
It's interesting. I mean, if it was, you know, I can't say that not with the homie, but like
they were homies.
I'm saying not with the homie, but you know, it might be something you have to try if there's that kind of technology. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How do they know? How do they? It's a fighting game.
I can't be alone in that. People out there, like, right? Yeah, you know you're thinking it, Rick. You just don't want to say it online.
They got They have virtual reality. What do they call them? Dick pumps. But they do.
But they don't have the character models from that game. What if you really just wanted to smash that character?
But how do they really? I guess they liked each other's characters, I guess. But
yeah, because that's what it comes down to, right? Because then they have their like affair, virtual affair. We'll continue, I guess, about the episode, and essentially that becomes the only way fucking Captain America could get off. Is fucking by having sex with his character in the game, which is his best friend, and it starts to break apart their marriage, and then he cuts it off with the friend. He's like, no more. And then the wife invites the friend to dinner for his birthday, and that's a little awkward. Yeah, it's a surprise birthday thing, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, what do you mean? I got invited. So and then he gets all up in his ear, and he's like, oh man, baby, I can't stop thinking about it. That's the only way I can fuck now. He's like, I fucked a polar bear.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same as your fucking tight pussy. Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind. He's the girl.
He's the girl. He's like, he said that it felt like in with the guy, it felt like you were playing one instrument, and for a girl, it feels like an orchestra, which I imagine is true.
Probably.
Which is unfair, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, so he starts talking about how he wants the friend to get back on because he needs to fucking come.
Oh my god.
It's really weird to talk about. It's like a good episode, but it's a super weird thing. Like, who wrote that? Who thought of that? So then they fight at the dinner table. They go home. I think Captain America gets online again, right? They do it one more time.
Yeah, he says, I'll be on at 12. He's like before he leaves, I'll be on at 12. It'll be the last time. You know you want it. You want to do it.
Pretty much. And so they get on, they start doing it, and then he's like, no. Is that when he says I love you or some shit? Yeah. It is, right? Like, so then Roxette says I love you. The homie says I love you to Captain America. And Captain America's like, no. Then he's like, meet me behind the dumpster at this one place like in 30 minutes. And they go there. And then you have this weird scene of two bros trying to convince you, like, kiss me. He's like, man, stop playing around and kiss me. Like, it's real weird. Yeah. And then they kiss, and there was no sparks or anything. So it is just for some reason only in the game. Like, I think they just fetishize about the characters more than anything. Is what they're getting off there. They're not gay necessarily, but they do like the character. Well, see, that's the weird thing though. It's because the guy that gets fucked, right? The guy that plays Roxette.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He tries it with other people.
But he never switches characters.
Yeah, he never switches characters. But he tries it. He says at the dinner table, he says he tries it with other people. He's tried like gang bangs.
Yeah, which
NPCs.
is weird.
He fucked the polar bear.
Online game.
I guess he got fucked by a polar bear. But he says he can't. It's only when he's playing with his fucking best friend. So it's like they are gay, but they're not gay because they're not gay in real life, but they're gay for each other in the video game.
I don't know how that works.
It's weird. Then they get in a fight. They get arrested. Wife bails him out, and then it cuts right there when he's about to explain what they're doing. Essentially,
so he tells her off screen.
He tells her off screen that he's been fucking his best friend virtually. And then we get, I guess they came to an arrangement essentially.
An open on their
birthday. Is it only on his birthday though?
On his birthday, I think.
On his birthday, they have an open relationship that day, and he goes and he fucks his friend all night long in the game. and she goes and tries to get some dick.
Yeah, at the bars.
At the bars.
Which they hint throughout the show, I guess.
Yeah. But
because the marriage is dying.
Interesting episode. It's good. It was good. Obviously, some people aren't gonna like it because they don't like gay people, which is weird, you know.
That sucks. It's a good episode.
Yeah, I guarantee someone like my dad, he'll
when it first happened, because I didn't call it out throughout the beginning, so it was a surprise to me. And when it happened, I was loud. I was like, no.
Not even like when they're fighting. Not even when they're rolling around like that. You didn't think, oh, he's about to kiss him.
I mean, I kind of saw it, but I was like, before it was happening, I was like, nah. You know, it was like building up, and I was like, nah. Then what's happened?
Yeah,
man, that was a shocker.
So I definitely prefer the Miley Cyrus episode over that one. It has nothing to do with the gay. I don't like.
I think that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, Dave.
That's how people are gonna take it. But whatever, you know, I like gay people.
We joke, you
know. But yeah, and then I haven't seen the third one, so unfortunately, I can't comment on that one. But I don't want you to spoil me, so we're just gonna leave it at it's good.
Yeah.
I heard you caught up with The Handmaid's Tale, which is a show I don't even watch. I don't care if you talk about it in spoilers. You can.
I'm gonna go over it a little bit, y'all. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to get spoiled, then just phase out for a little bit.
Give me like a very brief recap of what's happened at this point, or at least where we left off in season 2.
So main character, or in this world, women are oppressed, and women in general are oppressed, and there's different levels to. I don't know. They're all God loving or something. But there are some women who are child bearers, and those are called handmaids. There's other women who are house cleaners and cookers and everything, and they're called Marthas. Less important women in the show. Our main character is living. We see her we see the downfall of America as we know it. And then we see it turn into what it is then. And the show, it builds on the world a little. No, it does a lot. But shit, I'm really fucking this up. The whole thing is it's weird, man. That there's rape in this show that you see unwilling, like you don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah, it always makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's so weird, dude. It's uncomfortable.
But essentially, like, these women are raped to bear children for I guess high ranking people or something. Yeah.
Oh, and there's another level to women. I guess the wife, which is just the wife of the male who's bearing the children or who's giving the children. Supplying the children.
Okay.
And she's just the wife. I guess.
So is it safe to say like this whole show is about maybe like overcoming the oppression? Like, is that what they're building at, essentially, like rebelling? Or
I think that's what they're building towards, but you don't get that until now.
Okay.
No, I guess you do in season 2. You do kind of get it with the
hints of it
with some like bombings happening. It's tight. And then season 3, you hear that again.
Okay.
You sure with me spoiling it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna see it till later.
So season 2,
spoilers don't really take too much away from it. If the show's good, it doesn't even take anything away from it. It's good. So I hear it's good. I just haven't got around to it.
It's good, and I get shit because for my girl, because I react a certain way. Like, I'm always wanting the show to progress faster than it is or slower than it is, which is just, it's just my opinion. I'm not gonna, obviously my opinion is not gonna change it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna watch the show regardless. But this show, throughout this whole 2 seasons, I was always wanting more. I was always wanted it to, have the revolution start and everything.
Yeah.
And it never did that, so kind of pissed me off. But then 3rd season started and it hooked me again. But I mean, I was already hooked. I wanted to see
what's
the rebellion,
which is what's happening now.
Yeah, which is what's happening now, or kind of it's building up to it. It's still building up, which kind of sucks, but it's doing it really well, really fucking well. You get to see the person who was behind the bombing.
Okay. Is it a character you met earlier?
No, you never met her. You never met her, but there was a bombing that went off in the show, in this room where high-ranking people were at, and they killed a bunch of high-ranking people. You see her later on in the show. They're trying to sneak her out of the place where they're at to deeper into America because there's a rebellion. They just hint it, but they don't really talk about it. They're just like, oh, they're taking her to the rebellion. But she asks, is she going to Canada? Because Canada's the safe haven.
Okay.
And she's like, no, they're not going.
So it's literally only the U.S.
It's only the U.S. Yeah, it's only the U.S.
And is the U.S. still the entire U.S. or is it like smaller now?
I think it's the entire U.S.
Okay. From California to New York.
Yeah, California to New York.
Maryland, whatever the fuck the farthest one is. Rhode Island.
But I guess now you find out that there's spots in America where there's a rebellion of people.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Canada's a safe haven.
So far with the season, would you say it's shaping up to be the best season? Or, I mean, it's only been 3 episodes. But, like, is it off to a good start?
Yes, it's off to a good start. It starts off really well. It starts off on a banger, with a banger.
Okay.
It's tight. And then it's just the next two. So first episode is tight. Next 2 episodes are just world building, but does it really well. So it's a good fucking show. You should watch it. Everyone should watch it.
Week by week.
Yeah.
Speaking of week by week, fucking One Punch Man's episode got delayed this week. I finally caught up. I don't know.
I haven't been watching, dude.
No? What's the last thing you saw?
Last time I told you, the last filler episode, or like before the tournament started.
Oh damn. Never mind. But yeah, it finally looks like it. The filler finally ends. It looks like at the end of this episode, like that we're actually gonna see some shit happen. And yeah, it was supposed to come out Tuesday, but it got delayed. So last Tuesday, when shit's about to happen, then on a cliffhanger, kind of.
Yeah. And
then we're supposed to see what happens this past Tuesday, but it got delayed till the 11th, I think.
Psych.
Yep, pretty much. But yeah,
Attack on Titan is tight.
No, I'm not watching that.
No shit, dude. It's fucking badass.
That's what one of my friends was telling me. One of my friends was really hyping it up. That shit's getting to like some crazy levels.
Just
of badassery.
Badassery, indeed.
I haven't really watched too much anime recently. Just One Punch Man. I started watching that Promised Neverland. I don't know if we started talking about it.
Yeah,
we talked about it a while ago. And I mentioned that I'd heard about it too, and I seen the first episode. And I think we're up at episode 8 now. It's a really good show.
Right?
We can go more in depth in it when I finish it, I guess. But I think it's pretty good. Definitely one of the better animes I've seen recently. Looking forward to how it concludes. I like that there's like, I don't know, in similar ways to like Death Note. I rewatched Death Note this week actually, but similar to ways like Death Note. Did you? Yeah. Similar to like Death Note's like a battle of wits, kind of. That's what the show's kind of going about.
Are you watching it with your girl?
Yeah, that's why I haven't finished it. Otherwise, I would have finished it.
I wanted to watch it with my girl, but she's like, no, I don't want to be in the same room with you. I was like, whoa. Fair.
Probably because you're taking devil's advocate all the time.
I wasn't. Yeah, you're right.
But
I gotta wear duct tape over my mouth.
No.
While watching shows.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one when I finish that. Maybe try to finish it this weekend or something. But Death Note, dope. Still dope.
Yes.
I just added some of the themes in the anime into my Spotify playlists.
Hey.
So I was really looking for...
I couldn't find Death Note music on Spotify. Or maybe Amazon I couldn't. And I have Amazon Prime.
They didn't have the one I wanted. I started this whole journey to find the song that plays at the end. Spoilers for Death Note if you haven't seen it, about to fucking give away the end of the show.
Super hardcore one?
No.
No?
I don't like the actual intros. I don't like the intros of Death Note.
That's just tight.
So spoilers. I was looking for the song that plays at the end when Light is dying. Yeah. Not the actual credit one, because I found the credit one, but I wanted the one where he's dying. That's more like heartfelt, I guess. It's called L's Past. It's like a super depressing song, which I like. And that's like I don't know. I really love the ending. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day. Well, I finished it last night actually again. I really like the ending because like the whole episode's about him with his god complex and he thinks he's superior and everything like that, and then he ends up dying like a little bitch, like crying for help, and there's no one to help him in the world because he's nobody at the end of the day. I think it's pretty cool. I really like that show. I was thinking about getting a tattoo.
The letter
not
L?
the L, but in a similar font. Right towards the end, they say like, when you die, you go to the place you go it's called MU, and it's in that same style of font. It's just an M and a U, which is like just means nothingness.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to get the MU tattooed on me. Better than getting like some satanic shit tattooed on me. Which I'm not satanic, nor am I not satanic.
I want to get the Majin Buu M on my forehead.
Right on your forehead?
On my forehead.
Pretty sick. Speaking of which, I saw these like dad hat. You know the dad hat style?
Yeah.
So I saw the dad hat style
with the Majin Buu.
Majin Buu. It was black with the pink M, or you could get it pink with the black M.
Dope.
And I was like, damn, I want that. It was only like $14, but I'm pretty sure it's coming from China. So I was like, am I gonna want it in a month? Probably not. So I was able to restrain myself from buying.
How much was it? $14.
$14.
You better get on it soon. It's gonna be a lot more.
No, it's a drop shipping site, so it was like a sale
with the tariffs.
Oh,
political type.
I'm saying a political show. We'll hold off on that. But yeah, what else happened this week? I guess it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Brightburn is tight.
Yeah, Brightburn. I saw cool. Brightburn. I mean, you saw Brightburn. I saw Aladdin. Who saw the better movie? That's up for you guys to decide. What was Brightburn about? I mean, I know what it's about, but what would you give it? What are your thoughts on it?
It's a cool gory.
I heard it's super gory.
It's super gory on it's a gory twist on Superman. Superman finding out he has powers and shit. Mm-hmm. Which in this show he does it a little too quick and a little too sudden for me. Mm-hmm. But if you forget about that and just enjoy the movie for what it is a really good watch. It's a nice take on Superman. You know, what if he was evil? Yeah. They mention a bunch of other characters that could potentially make movies on them in the DC universe. Oh, okay. But not really DC because they can't really say it's DC. Yeah. So other characters.
Should imagine the fucking Flash as an evil person.
Boom, exactly. They show a scene where you can see stuff
that's cool.
and pictures. And
trying to make like a series of them.
Yeah, but I doubt it's gonna because I don't think it did well. I
mean, it did well enough. I was just seeing a story today actually about it where it had a budget of $6 million and it's made $26 million.
Yeah.
So it's made its money back, but is that enough for the studio to give it another sequel? That's for the studio to decide. But I mean, if they do another movie with like a $10 million budget or something, if they keep that horror formula of low budget, then they can make a bunch of them. The problem is, if you get into something like The Flash, is you probably need a lot more CG than I'm assuming is in this movie. I'm assuming there's not too much CG.
There's quite a few. There's quite a bit. And you can tell it's CG. Oh. Okay. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a good take on it. It's not the greatest, but you can enjoy it.
Is it like B movie air quotes bad? Like B movie horror movie?
Yes.
Really? Like Sharknado?
Oh no, hell no, not that bad.
Oh, okay.
No. It's way better. It's way better than that. My bad.
Like Mega Fault?
Hell no. It's way better. Gotcha. So I don't know. Just the character himself, the kid, the way he finds out he has powers is just a little.
Didn't work. It
just moves too quick, and it's.
How long is the movie? About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, yeah. Gotcha. Which I mean, it's
short and sweet.
Yeah, it's a good pace, but still, the way he gets his powers, it's pretty dumb.
Is it similar to like where he goes and he finds the ship he came into and he touches it or whatever, and then
the ship is talking to him though?
It doesn't.
It's talking to him. It's telling him shit. It's telling him shit throughout the whole movie, but you can't really understand what it's saying. It's like da da da. He's like, I don't know. He's mumbling some shit, and he elevates right in front of the ship. He floats right in front of the ship, and it's in this red glow, which looks tight. But then all of a sudden, he has powers. He wakes up with powers and stuff. Because I guess he was just awakened by the ship or the word. And at the end, you find out. At the end, you find out it's conquer the world or something, something like that.
Gotcha.
Or kill them all or something, some bullshit.
Interesting.
But that's what triggered him.
Speaking of like horror, did you see the trailer for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yes. Called? Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. 'Twas dumb.
Is it written? I think it's produced by Guillermo del Toro, or maybe it was written by Guillermo del Toro.
I saw his name in there,
but I saw Guillermo del Toro, which he's known for like horror-ish things. Looks interesting.
It looks beautiful.
It looks interesting. The CG, you can definitely tell the CG. You didn't like that they seem to give away
a lot in the trailer.
A lot of it,
which is my only critique with every movie. I know they have to sell it.
They have to sell.
I know that's what sucks. That's why I will.
The only ones away. they can do that, I feel like, is like if you have a director that can bring in tickets themselves, like a Christopher Nolan movie, like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like you don't really need to show what the movie's about because
who did a Dunkirk?
Christopher Nolan.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, so they know that his name alone is going to bring people into the theater.
Facts.
So they don't have to show too much. But that one looks pretty interesting. Were there any other trailers? Right, and I could talk about Aladdin. I mean, not really. There's not much to talk about in Aladdin because it's already come out in the fucking 90s or 80s or whenever it came out.
Same shit.
But apparently...
It's got Will Smith in it?
So it does have Will Smith in it. I actually liked Will Smith. Like, I know a lot of people before going into the movie, I don't know what their opinions were after, but before were like, oh, he's not Robin Williams, blah, blah, blah. How can he compete to Robin Williams? And it's like, well, he's not.
It's not a
You're right. It's not a competition, and he's not Robin Williams. He's Will Smith. So he's definitely Will Smith as the genie. Like, and it works. Like, it works for me. It worked for me. I really enjoyed him. Some of the songs I think are better than the original ones. Like, I really like the version of Prince Ali they had in this one, just because it seems more modern. It's a more modern take on it. It's not so dated. But yeah, I guess I didn't really remember the story of Aladdin too much because I thought a lot of it was like new storytelling as far as from the original story. But after conferring with other people, they're like, no, it's pretty much beat for beat Aladdin.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, I guess I just don't remember Aladdin. So I've probably only seen Aladdin like twice. But a couple things I did like is the king is not such a fucking, or the sultan is not such a
menacing character.
No, not Jafar.
Oh.
No, her dad, Jasmine's dad, is not like a fucking bumbling idiot. Like, he's actually competent. Jafar is not as menacing, which take it how you will, but it's just more realistic. He's not like a super like I'm evil dude. Like he's more of like a con man, kind of like a trickster, like messes with people's words and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what he compares himself to. I don't know if it's in the original movie, but like there's a scene he shares with Aladdin and he like steals from Aladdin something off Aladdin.
What a dick.
And he's like, I too was like you, except I didn't get caught up on like these small things. I thought I could steal a country. Is what he says, I think. So he was pretty cool in it. The dude that plays Aladdin, he was fine. Sounded like when he sings, he sounds really almost like the original dude. It was kind of weird. I was like, I turned to my girlfriend in theater and I'm like, is that the original singer or does he just sound like him? And she's like, no, it just sounds like him. So it was fine. It's like a C+. It's Aladdin, just live action.
What do you think about the new Lion King? Is that going to be different?
Probably, because Lion King's a dope ass movie.
Lies, dude. Itself. It's not going to be different. It's going to be the same thing.
Wait, what did I answer?
You said...
I meant like different as far as like I'm going to like it more than I like it.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be the same as the Lion King.
Yeah, it's going to be the same. It's going to look
which
different.
Is not terrible. Yeah, it's going to be more modern. Not. It's just going to be refreshing. Like there's only so much you could animate back then, cartoon drawn, and now it's like going to be like. That's why I don't get why people shit on these like live action reboots of like these like Jungle Book and stuff.
I can tell you.
Tell me what.
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because, well, at least I don't. when you see a company as big as Disney putting out new content, quote unquote new content, and they're just really regurgitating what they've done before, they're not really giving you anything new. It kind of seems like a cop out, but I get it. It does look good. It's reviving what they once did, so it can last forever or continue to last again. But are you gonna be there when they do it over again in the next 20 years? And then they do it again in the next 20 years.
We'll see what they do.
I mean, obviously they have a bunch of shit like Marvel and everything now, but
I definitely get that aspect of it, where it's like, because I do obviously like new IPs. So I mean, you got me there, I guess. But again, and I do think it builds onto the world more, and it's just gonna be refreshing, like you said, a revival. Obviously the original Lion King is dope. It's a good movie by itself, but like I was trying to say is, like, you can only animate so much back there, and it still is like a cartoon, and now it's almost like you could bring it and feels like real world, like everything's moving, there's wind, there's all this shit, like, okay, it's not a drawing, like it's an actual world you can immerse yourself in rather than a cartoon. Okay. So that's what I look forward to. I don't care if they don't change a single thing about the story. I just think visually it'll be cool to see. Which is true. And if they do it in 20 years, I hope they do it because there's a new kind of technology that enhances it even more. Shit, I'm straight up in there. I'm fucking hanging out with Mufasa. Yeah. I fall off, you know. Oh, so you get trampled? I get trampled with Mufasa, you know. So I hope they would at least do it in that respect if they redo it. And at this point, I'm not really looking at Disney for new intellectual properties. Maybe beyond, I like the Disney Pixar. Like beyond that, they do give out new-ish stories. Like they're not rehashing, they come up with the original stuff. Facts. But at Disney themselves, I'm not really looking to them to be the new thing. I'm looking at other studios like A24 or something. They're creating new, refreshing content. I guess it's a shame that since they're not big, like people aren't going to go because no one's besides like you and a handful of people are like, oh shit, it's a new A24 movie, I'm gonna go see it. Whereas everyone's like, oh, did you see the new Disney movie? Yeah. So, they got to make their money. I mean, they don't have to, they're making a shit ton, but they want to make money, so I get why they're doing it. And like I said, they're not coming out, it's not like they're not coming out with new shit. They still do some new shit. They're revamping their ish. And especially with this Disney Plus, it looks like, I mean, I guess they're sticking with like Star Wars, but like they're doing like The Mandalorian, which is a totally different character that no one knows about in the world of Star Wars, which I think is cool. And we'll see what else they put out. Yeah, I guess. And I mean, I'm not saying that I would have watched an Aladdin with the new story. I wouldn't have watched that. If it was like a continuation or something. That would have been dumb to me as well. I think there's already an Aladdin too. Oh, it's like straight to DVD. Oh shit! Or straight to VHS back in the day. VHS. Well, yeah, I'm not asking for that. I don't know. But I ain't asking for shit. I take it back. Disney, do your thing. Yeah, I'm looking at other places for new content. Netflix, facts, Amazon Prime, all that kind of stuff. True. There's other places. Business, fella. Yeah, as soon as so Disney, says this Disney one Plus. Let me pull it up. As soon as Disney Plus comes out, then Netflix is just gonna close their doors. Speaking of actually Netflix and Amazon and all that stuff, just reminded me. It's not even like a story, but I'm super excited. This month is the month that superhero show that Amazon Prime's coming out with is. Oh shit! Similar to like Brightburn, it's like, what if heroes were fucking dicks? So what if they think they can do whatever they want? I think that comes out like in a week or two. Women crushing men's heads like watermelons. Yo. Take that. Why can't my girl do that to me, man? Whoa. I want my head crushed and it never exists anymore because I just die. Oh my god. Too much? Yeah. What else is there? What else we got on the podcast? The podcast? That's basically all I have. We can go over our movies real quick. Yeah. If you'd like. I guess if that's all we're got time for, is our movies, which it's been 2 weeks since I've seen them. Actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. So okay, I saw my movie, The Last Credit, the day before. No, my movie was Soul Thieves. Ladrones de los whatever it was titled, which was quite an adventure to see that. Ladrones de las Almas. I saw that one the day before we were supposed to shoot last Wednesday, and I was gonna watch your movie the day of recording, because we record Wednesdays. I have Wednesdays off, so I like to watch the movie, one of them at least, like the day before, so it's fresh in my mind. So technically, I finished your movie yesterday, barely. So I do have that one a little more fresher in my mind. The other one's been a while, so we might have to like do some kind of movie swap. Like
they had zombies, dog.
Yeah, we'll start with that one. Zombie, right. Mexican zombies.
Ladronas de las Almas is Soul Thieves in Spanish. It's a 2015 movie. Here's a little synopsis.
Hold up, actually. Okay.
What'd it do?
Maybe I didn't read the synopsis right, which I'll find out when you read it right now. But did you go into this movie thinking it was a horror movie? Because I didn't. Not until I looked.
I saw the artwork.
I didn't even pay attention
to
the
poster.
Like
a ghost movie. I thought it was going to be a ghost movie.
As soon as I didn't even pay attention to the artwork. The logo or whatever. I mean, I thought it was going to be a horror when I looked it up on Netflix. Because then at that point, there's like, it looks like a horror movie. And I was like, oh, this is a horror movie? I was like, based off the synopsis I read, it didn't sound like a horror movie. It sounded like a revolution or something.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, read the synopsis and let's see if I was wrong.
Okay. And plus, I couldn't find this movie on Netflix because I didn't know it was translated. I had to look for it in Spanish.
Yeah, it took me forever. I was like, Soul Thieves. I was like,
I'm pretty sure. It too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. And then I checked Amazon Prime. I checked Hulu.
Yeah.
I was like, did we mark a streaming service we don't have? But then that's when I guess I did look at the poster, but I didn't even notice anything bad about it. But I looked at the poster and I saw it was in Spanish.
During the battle between insurgents and the royalist Spanish army during the Mexican Civil War, some outlaws seek treasure within the family's compound, only to find horrors they could never have imagined.
Oh, I guess they do say it's a horror.
Yeah. They say it's in the synopsis, David. Come on. It's 88 minutes long. Maybe I'm illiterate. It's 88 minutes long, and it felt like forever.
It felt a lot longer.
Felt a lot longer than that. It did feel a lot longer than that. IMDb is giving it a 5 out of 2. I mean 5.2 out of 10. 5 out of 2. 5.2 out of 10.
A plus plus. 5 out of 10. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. Because I think it's safe to say, at least in my opinion, that neither of these movies are necessarily fucking dog shit. But neither of them are fucking good. They're just like painfully average and dull and just like fall flat in every way possible.
So dull, dude. I can't wait till we land on something like I haven't seen that's actually fucking good. A hidden gem. I was texting you like as soon as I was watching.
You're watching your movie though.
I was watching.
And I see why you text me that. We'll get into that one after. But
oh man, but yeah, this I guess.
So let me give a summary of what I remember from this movie. So we start off. I don't remember.
So I don't really remember how it starts.
There's something about this group of. They say they're like with the revolution, right?
Yeah,
the rebellion.
They come into the family's
estate.
Yeah, and they're gonna
Well, they
live there.
Yeah, they say they're looking for like they just want supplies or whatever. Yeah, they need a place to crash, essentially.
Yeah, place to crash.
And then it turns out that they are part of the Spanish army.
They're gonna steal their treasures,
right? But they were sent from the Spanish army. It was in Spanish too, so I really had to pay attention. I wish it was in English, so I could have like not paid attention so much. But it was in Spanish, so I actually had to read the subtitles. You probably were able to like get away with not watching it.
No, they talked pretty fast.
Didn't they? Oh, yeah. Damn. But so they end up being part of the Spanish army, and they were sent there to find a treasure that another, I guess, battalion. What would you call them? Another brigade of another. Group. Another group of soldiers was transporting
a flock,
and last known location was around this area.
A murder.
And what?
That's what do you call a group of crows?
Oh, is it
a murder?
Okay.
Murder crows. Sorry, go. Sorry.
No. So yes. So then that's what their main mission is. They tell them there's nothing here for them. Like they already been fucking screwed over by other people that have come by. They go spend the night in like a basement kind of area. I don't know what it is. It's like a cave basement.
It looks more like a cave.
I spent it like in a cave.
Parking structure.
One of them goes.
There's pillars in the middle, right?
Well, yeah, I think so. But they just poured dust everywhere.
Yeah.
One of them goes to like take a piss or something, if I'm not mistaken.
And then gets his face chewed off.
Yeah, and then the zombie pops up. And the effects aren't that great.
No.
They're not terrible, but they're not that great. Eats his face. The next morning, they're like, where's this fucking guy at? Why would he leave? They confront the family. Wow, is that really all that happens in the movie?
Yeah, it's quick, right? But it seems so long. Dude.
Really. They confront the family. They kind of separate the family up. You get some backstory. It turns out they're from the fucking Spanish army. They're looking for this treasure.
Give us the goddamn money.
There's a rape scene.
Oh, yeah.
And then she gets rescued by one of the sisters. The zombies aren't even necessarily the bad thing either, because like the sisters are also the fucking
pretty murderous.
But they're just defending themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently there's like some juice that turns them into zombies or something.
Yeah, so I guess later on you find out that one of the people, so it was a family and this one other gentleman that's not part of the family that was there with the group. And that person,
the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy. Well, he's Spanish, but darker skin complexion. Later on in the show you find out that he met this family randomly, I guess, but he showed the girls how to create this concoction to create the undead, I guess. And I think after that scene where the guy gets hit over the head, they use him, right?
That's like the captain or something, no?
They use him to make the next zombie, but you have to keep him alive, and then you have to, I don't know, throughout the whole, I don't know, it's a whole process, but
I didn't catch any of that during I was watching it. I think there's like a flashback scene too where they get the first one. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where they find that other character.
Gotcha.
And he teaches the women how to create zombies.
Gotcha. And they have like the zombies guarding the treasure, right? They use them as like guard dogs. For some reason they listen to them.
Which is uncertain, because sometimes they do listen to them, and then sometimes like they're still scared of them. So they try to avoid them as much as possible throughout the movie. Yeah.
How the movie ends? Don't remember.
There's like
a fight, right?
There's a last survivor. And
because there's two left, right? At the very end, and they're like, oh, forget it, we'll come back at night and we'll sneak up and get the gold or whatever. And that's the last thing I really remember.
So one of them gets stuck behind, I think one of them does escape at the end, but the other one is left behind, and they turn his ass into a zombie. And
I think I remember being like the movie ending, and I was like, oh, okay, it's over.
No, yeah.
Right, it kind of just ends. Like, it's just
kind of just ends, but they say like before the end credit, they're just like, okay, we got to prepare it because the rest of them are gonna come, and they're just like getting ready.
So they're hyping up a sequel.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Yeah. So what was the movie?
That was a movie?
I'd say it's about a 5 out of 10.
I agree with that.
Like a 4.5 or something. It's like not terrible. No, like it wasn't terribly shot. It wasn't terribly acted for as far as I can tell, because obviously I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know how their delivery was too much. But I can only go off like raw emotions. Acting wasn't terrible. The cinematography wasn't terrible. Yeah, special effects weren't terrible. They weren't good, but they weren't terrible. It was just like a painfully average movie.
It was it was a lot better than the last curtain call.
Call. I'd say so. Last curtain call. One.
I don't know. This one. Damn, dude, it got a higher rating than the other one. It kind of.
But does it have more scores? 8. More total reviews?
It's got 13.
Yeah, it's probably 13 of this guy's fucking friends.
13 as opposed to 135.
Speaking of which, if you're my friend out there, give me a review on iTunes. You know, we could use them.
That's true. It does look like this movie was recorded with the handheld camera, you know?
Yeah. It's very...
Canon.
It's almost similar, I'd say. It's not quite the contrast like it was last episode. But it's very similar to like Mega Fault was an actual movie, and this is like someone just fucking filming. Like someone got a camera and was like, "Let's make a movie about this rock star dude." who finally gets his big break. But
which again, more power to you.
You can give the summary for this one, and then we'll get into it.
All right, so an aspiring rock star finally gets his big break in the music industry after having neglected everyone he loves, and is now trying to make up for lost time. But will he be too late? And by that, I thought it was going to be like a like a come up, or reintroducing himself into his family because he like fucked up. He hit rock bottom.
Too late because
he hit rock bottom, and
they already don't like him.
They don't like
it's too late.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I thought. Plot twist.
Yeah, plot twist is that he has dementia.
He has dementia,
just like his dad in the movie.
No, just like his mom.
Oh, like his mom.
His mom dies of dementia. His dad, spoilers, dies of like a heart attack or something. His dad just like gives up living.
Oh yeah, he does.
He's just like gives up living. Like he's had a bad heart. They say the nurse, which I like how he's in bed. Like he's just in a bed with the fucking tube. At least unlike the other movie. Oh wait, you didn't get to that part.
No.
So it's similar to that's how the other one kind of looked similar, except there was no tubing. Like, it was just a room. Yeah, he's had a bad heart for a few years, and you know what's super weird about this movie? It's like I can't even tell you what it's honestly about too much. Like it's essentially like just fucking montage after montage.
It's montage.
It's just montages nonstop.
I think you're literally watching a movie through the eyes of someone who had dementia. And I'm not saying that sounds messed up, but I mean they're really trying it.
So you think it's a stylistic choice?
Maybe because there are a lot of scenes where he's kind of forgetting, he's spacing out from the point where he's just talking to a group of friends and he spaces out, and then he's like living in the past, and then it just cuts to him being in a different room or something. I don't know, it's weird.
I guess maybe you got more of that. Maybe you read into it deeper than me. I was just like, this is a montage after a montage.
It was weird, that.
So yeah, what is it? Kind of starts off with some shitty acting. He gets like a phone call, and he rushes to his dad's house or some shit, right? And then that's where they celebrating their mom's birthday.
Yeah, which is weird.
Who's been dead for, the son thinks, 3 to 4 years, but it turns out it's been 6. So they're really letting you know that he's a piece of shit. And they have a ritual where they light some cupcakes and they take a Polaroid picture and they put them up.
Also, the main character is like 90 and the dad is like 92 or something.
I mean, I don't think he's supposed to be young because even the band members are old.
Yeah.
I recognize the guy from somewhere.
I looked
up his IMDb. Dude. He's just in a bunch of random shit. So you probably just seen him in the background. But I mean, he wasn't a terrible actor. Just everything altogether just wasn't good. Like you said, it's like handheld and like not as bad as if not for his grace. But man, we really need to get a soundboard so we can start pulling like little fucking clips from these movies, because I'm sure there's golden lines in there somewhere. But yeah, so turns out he gets dementia. And then he learns, like, he knows he's gonna lose his memory, so he starts asking like his bandmates, like, hey, do you got pictures of like this or that? Like, I don't have pictures. He decides to take his he gets signed to a record label. That's the whole big break part, right, in the synopsis. But he can't perform very well because he has dementia, so he's constantly spacing out.
Yeah, he takes his son on the road with him.
He takes his son to be a roadie,
to kind of mend.
Yeah,
broken family.
I must not have been paying attention because apparently there's a falling out within there, and
with
I don't remember it. Yeah, I remember the mom comes and takes the son away.
Yeah, because they had a party. That's it.
But then, like, the son doesn't like him again. Like, the son's super stoked. Like when the dad goes to see him at his performance.
The son goes to meet his dad at his house, and I think
sees him with that other bitch.
Yeah, he sees him with another chick, or I think he's either drinking beer or talking to himself. One or the other.
Okay.
I don't know.
He does a lot of talking to himself. He has dementia. Yeah. So if you have dementia, you see things. You see people.
So that kind of sucks.
Speaking of which, did his friend die in the movie? And I don't know.
I think it was like a Sixth Sense type shit, dude.
Was his friend ever there?
I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Because like all of a sudden he's just not there anymore. Besides when he's talking to him by himself. But then the wife recognizes him. Remember when he comes in, he's like, "Oh, I'm upstairs."
Yeah, it's true.
Going over a song with Rex or something, and the wife's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then she goes up there.
So maybe he was just imagining him there at that time.
Maybe. And then
What? What?
At the end of the movie, my man just decides to stop living as well. He just walks into the ocean and dies. That's how it ends, right?
Yeah.
For the most part. Do they have a scene after that? He just fucking walks in the ocean.
I think that's it.
While he's like having some kind of fucking flashbacks. And he washes up on the shore, and then his fucking wife or his girlfriend finds him and tries to resuscitate him.
I've never even seen her in the show. I mean,
not until the end. Yeah, right? She just appears out of nowhere. See, I wasn't sure if like I wasn't paying attention or what. I was like, who are these fucking characters? Where did some of these characters go? Like, I really was confused throughout this whole movie. I was like, shit, maybe I got fucking dementia.
Oh man. Oh shit.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't really know what the movie's about. There's like some maybe touching moments again, like when he realizes he's losing his memory, so he asks for photos of like shit, which is irrelevant because he fucking dies in the ocean anyway. Soon after he gets dementia, he's dealing with alcoholism and dementia, and his son doesn't love him. Actually, his son seems to love him.
Yeah,
but he's just like a shitty dad. Overall,
heartfelt movie. Bad execution.
Yeah.
I loved the Soul Thieves better. I don't agree with IMDb. They give it an 8.2.
Because those are
8.5.
Gotta be user rating.
It's 13. It's 13.
It's his fucking friend. It's everyone that worked on the fucking movie.
13 people.
Might have probably, yeah.
This one was a 90-minute film. And it
definitely felt way longer than that. That shit felt like 3 hours. Anything that stood out to you during that fucking montage of a movie?
No.
I like when he gets mad and throws the cupcake in the fucking dumpster. He's like, in the trash can? No. He's like...
Because he's mad?
Yeah, because essentially he gets mad at his dad. He's like, get over it. Like, mom's dead. Fuck you. Okay. And then... he actually calls him a shitty dad. And then his dad hits him with that reverse Uno card. And he's like, what's the name of your son?
Oh, shit.
And he's like, I hope your son thinks better of you. Or some shit. Blah, blah, blah. And that's when he gets mad. And he walks over to the table. He picks up the cupcake. He throws it in the dumpster. And now he's got frosting on his hands. So he has to lick his fingers. And then he leaves. That's one of the scenes that stand out to me. And then him killing himself in the fucking ocean. No. Like, did he drown himself or did he just die?
I think he might have just passed out. No, I don't know, dude. I don't remember.
Like, they just show him walking into it and then they show him washing up. Like,
I
what
want to
happened?
forget this movie. It took so much. It took 90 minutes of my life.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely, if you were to watch one of these, someone put a gun to your head. You should check out Soul Thieves. Or how's it pronounced in Spanish?
Hold up. I was ready, but...
La Llorona?
No, that's a movie that's out now. Ladrones de la Almas.
Ladrones de la Almas.
Ladrones de la Alma. Alright, let's do our spin. Selection? Yeah.
I'll go first this time.
We're gonna spin on our shit to see what we
got. Papa needs a brand new fucking set of something.
Hold up.
Okay. I got a little movie called Don't Think Twice. Ever heard of it?
I don't think I have.
Very small. Description. It's called. It says an improv group deals with several crises, including the loss of their lease and one member hitting the big time.
What?
Not bad. 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Okay. 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
97%?
98%.
98? Yo!
It's a comedy drama.
Oh, so shit.
Might have a good one. I need you to screenshot that and then send it to me later.
Oh, it has a Key? Or Key.
Keegan-Michael Key. I thought that was him, but I didn't want to be racist.
Dope. Okay, here I go. That's it spinning.
That's why we need the soundboard.
Red Istanbul. Have you ever heard of that?
Istanbul.
Like
the place? No,
yeah,
never heard of it.
No, fuck, it's aroma.
Aroma.
A romance and a drama. I mean, I guess I don't know why it'll be a nice change. All right, so Orana, whatever, who lived in London for years and did not come back to Turkey, agrees to help Dennis, a famous director, edit his first book. Dennis has been living in a mansion with his family, which started to lose its... Oh, I gotta read more info, I guess, because that's where it stops. Has been living in a mansion with his family, which started to lose its old brightness and power. Oh my gosh, look at this.
God damn, what is that, the whole movie?
So this is what I've been getting. It stopped. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. But it says Dennis has been living in a mansion where his family starts to lose, and that's where it stops. And then I open this page, and the rest it gives me is it loses its only old brightness and power, and then have to read more. It's a whole fucking summary, dog. All
right, that's fine. I got the point. I think doesn't sound that interesting.
No, complicated relationships, mysterious friends, and strange family members. This is the first movie of Ferenc Opatakis, which is shot in Turkey after a long time. It's also based on his book, which has the same name with the movie. I believe so, dude. It's shot in...
Nothing against you, foreign people.
Red Istanbul, featuring whatever the heck is streaming with subscription on Netflix. Yeah, that's the summary.
Interesting. How long are we talking about? How long do I got to dedicate to this movie?
It's a 2017 movie. Hour 30 minutes.
Not bad. I think mine was like 88 minutes or something.
It's a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And yeah. Well, those are it.
Cool. Hopefully you guys watch them. Or don't. Play along. Or don't.
Don't do it.
It's your life.
I fucking butchered that summary.
No. It's a
romance.
It's a romance. It's a drama. What else you need to know? It takes place in Turkey. Oh, I need some turkey.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, I guess that's the end.
He's gonna say peace to the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East.